Two-headed right, two heads are better than one-headed right. Two heads are better than one-headed right. Two heads are better than one-headed right. Two heads are better than one.
Hello and welcome to our channel. My name is Evalyn.
My name is Monty.
And together we are the
Two-Headed Writer.
Didn't know you were going to do that.
I did it.
Welcome to our special holiday edition of the Two-Headed Writer, featuring this Christmas tree. We're a father-daughter writing team from Stillwater, Oklahoma. Although usually I am attending college at the University of Iowa, but
here she is! She's home! Once a week we get together on a video chat to talk about our writing and catch each other up with where we're at. And this is more fun because we're in the same room together. But we talk about the book we're writing together, the books we're writing on our own, other writing we're doing, Evelyn's classes, and whatever else comes up. And we try to keep it interesting for you and maybe throw in, a few little tidbits about how writing works and such. So,
yeah,
all about the writing life.
Yeah.
Of two wannabe writers.
Woo.
Hey, if you write, you're a writer, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
That's a lot of write. Okay, so what are we starting off with today, Evalyn?
I believe you have an early Christmas present for me.
Oh, you want to call it a Christmas present?
Sure.
Fantastic. I do have something for you. And it is a draft, the second draft of my novel, Danica Dunn and the Robot Paperboy. And it's really more of a task than a gift. Because Evalyn is going to be my first reader. Show all the pages.
Oh my God. So many pages.
200 pages.
Exactly?
Well, no.
It's like, that's impressive.
Let's see.
Not counting the math.
198 pages.
Ah, damn. 2 more pages, dude.
I probably cut 2 pages out of it in the last couple of days. Evalyn prefers to have a physical copy
Hard copies.
When she's reading and taking notes. So I printed out a hard copy for her. And she'll be my first beta reader. And she is going to tell... Now, when you do a beta read, you find people to read your book. We talked about it a little bit last time.
Yes.
And give feedback because I am too close to it. I don't know what its problems are. To me, it honestly seems perfect. I don't think you'll find a single thing to change.
Wow, like 2 weeks ago you were like, the whole middle is boring, and now it's perfect.
Well, a week ago I was saying, okay, I'm done with this draft, except I may make a few changes and then go back and look at. I went back through the whole book. I read through the whole thing, top to bottom. That middle part that I was worried about, I polished, I did improve the situation, and I feel like it's good. I feel like it's the best I can do without having somebody else tell me, this is boring right here. And then if that's what you tell me, I'll fix it. So the main questions I like to ask my beta readers are, where did it get boring? Where did it get confusing? And where did it get unbelievable, as in, I'm not buying this. Like maybe a character's acting out of character, or says something that's out of character, or maybe it's unmotivated. They're doing things and you're like, well, couldn't they just do this instead? And I'd be like, yeah, that'd be a lot simpler. Dang. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we're looking for those sort of big picture flaws and really looking at how the reader responds to the work rather than the work itself.
Pretty close to how we've been giving feedback in my classes at Iowa, so...
Really?
Really?
Tell me about that.
I haven't done a class where they do the entire, workshop style thing yet, And Iowa has a pretty, like, specific workshop structure that they're kind of known for, but because I'm in beginner level classes, we haven't really hit that yet. In my Foundations of Creative Writing class, we basically we had to read the piece twice, the second time writing basically any notes that we had, questions, comments, corrections. Some people needed some grammar help. Then when we went into workshop, the person had an opportunity to ask us questions at the beginning to kind of lead our discussion, but then they weren't allowed to talk again until the end unless we had a specific question for them to clear up. And we had our instructor kind of leading us through, but often it was what did we like, what did we not like, what were we confused by, what would we want to see less of or more of, that sort of general broad thing. And then we would discuss and bounce ideas off of each other, and the person could take notes if they wanted. When they did mine, I jotted down some notes, and then they also got all of our written notes as well. When we were done, we passed them to them so they could look at all of our thoughts, because I never got, like, all of my thoughts spoken in a discussion. I know that in other classes they had to do workshop letters. I didn't have to do that, but I did try to, at the end of each piece, kind of summarize, like, okay, this is the main part that I liked about it, and then this is my one big, like, issue that I had, and this is, like, my thought on how what I think is causing this and what I think would maybe fix it, but, like, whatever, go for it. So, right? Mm-hmm. I've given you notes on our stuff before.
Yes.
But that's a little bit different because...
That's true. We both have veto power with our stuff. Like, if
yes.
you're like, I don't like this, then I have to change it.
Exactly.
With this book, if you're like, I don't like this, I could be like, yeah, but I like it.
Yeah. And then also, like, I don't know necessarily where you're coming from for any of this. I mean, I know what your goal is. We've discussed what your goal is for this, what you want it to inspire for readers. Mm-hmm. But I don't know much about the plot or the characters or how they're supposed to be. So when I'm working on Inklings, I can just like, I don't like that. Macy wouldn't say that. Mm-hmm. But here I'd be like, well, I don't think she would say that.
Whatever impression you get of Danica in the first couple of chapters, that's valid. That's, yeah. As a reader, you're constructing a model of Danica in your head, right, based on what I've said. And then everything in the book should agree with that model that you've constructed, or else it's distracting, right? Because if Danica does something out of character, you're going to be like, what? You know, what? Yes. What did I just read? Did I get that right? What is she doing? Why is she doing that? You know, all these questions pop up, and that's distracting. I don't want that. So the question then is just, does her character seem consistent? Are there times when she acts out of character, in your opinion? And, you know, you should point those out to me, because I need to know.
I think it'll be interesting, just because I've noticed one thing I've noticed from doing my book stuff, not my writing stuff, but my reviewing stuff, is that so many people can read one book and have so many different, like, opinions on it. So I could read it and be like, this line does not fit with my view of Danica because of what I'm bringing to the table, but somebody else could read it and be like, that makes perfect sense for Danica to say.
That's true, because each reader will construct their own little model of Danica in their head.
I always feel a little bit like trying to give feedback and not just be like, oh, you should do this, but at the same time I feel like, say I'm like reading a thing and like, oh, this is confusing. I don't just want to write, this is confusing. So I always try and be like, this is confusing and this is why I think I'm confused, but also I'm confused, so who knows? Right? We are busy. Please don't whine at us.
Come here, puppy. Come here. Oh, yes. Yes. There's our puppers. There, look at the camera.
She's
at the
not
camera.
gonna look at the camera.
Look at
She
the
hates the camera.
The camera loves you. The camera loves you, puppy.
Hi, baby. Thank you for kisses.
How about your book? You have been on hiatus from working on it,
Yes.
and do you have anything to say about it at all?
I don't really. So I've only been back home for a few days, and I've been getting back into like figuring out, how's my schedule going to work this month, and I'm trying to film as many videos for my channel, which I will link somewhere here, self-promo, as I can before I go back to school, because filming in my dorm just is not fun. I don't have like a clear goal, like deadline for myself trying to finish this. Like our book, we're trying to like get stuff out of the way so we can like submit, and we're like trying to get through that, and like that's a whole piece of its own. But this one, like, I know it's gonna be a while before I'm submitting it, and like I've got classwork and I've got like other stuff, so I like, as long as I'm moving forward consistently, I feel like I'll be satisfied with the work that I'm doing. And like, I feel like maybe I can get the first draft done by May, but then definitely by like the beginning of next school year, next fall.
Mm-hmm. You should set a goal to write one novel per year.
I could do that, but also my class writing is going to get worse and worse.
I think it's a good goal.
Okay. I do want to be able to participate in NaNoWriMo every year, so I will at least start a new project every year.
But see, what you need to practice is finishing.
Yeah, I know, but...
Starting is easy, finishing is hard.
Okay, that's valid. You are correct. I'm not saying you're wrong. But also, one, this is the first time I'm doing this on my own. And two, I know that if I push myself to finish things too quickly, then I get tired of doing it and I just stop. So, for this one at least, I'm trying not to, like, make myself feel bad about how slowly or quickly, like, my speed finishing it.
Well, and you said you thought that you could finish it by May. If not by May, then by the beginning of that next semester.
Mm-hmm.
And that's within a year, because you started. I think you can say that you started in November.
Yeah. So, now that we have that figured out, it is time for us to wish you farewell. If you liked this video and you would like to keep following us on our writing journey, see if I actually get this book finished by November, see what I think of this book, it's all riding on me apparently, then you should hit that subscribe button and ring that little bell icon so you can be notified when we upload a new video. We will be back again next week with another video, and until then, remember, 2 heads are better than 1.